Yeah. UPK shit, man, One West. Hey. I'm a UPK nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn, lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot, we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I'll pull up in the SRT. Burning rubber, hey, UPK shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not Tazar. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects, it go pew pew pew. I ain't tripping on no drink, got bottles in the room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us and we ain't them. I told him put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call, yeah. UPK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UPK way, not the other way. You hear me? Yeah.
Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say, must not be getting no real paper. One West, nigga. Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say, must not be getting no real paper. Nigga can't have more than you know them niggas will still hate you. Those are characteristics in a pussy nigga nature. Talk that shit behind my back, but be on mute when it's a facial. Smiling in my face, but you can't hide all of that hatred. I'm too silent, you a snake. I see that shit a mile away. Man of war, and I'm not sorry, blame that shit on UPK. Pussy ass nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Oh, you confused, you think pussy ass nigga. This ain't drag racing, why you got that drag with you? I'm a bad getter, pull up with two bad bitches. Masculinity be the reason she into me. She say she loving all that big priest energy. anyway. One West. Lost Tribe.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He was like, who is this nigga? Like that. Where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Hamma wa Idea Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Alright, shalom Israel, shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Ilathan Ba'ashim Yahushua to all the sisters. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, the Commanding General Yahana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Serving the Most High where the Most High desires to be served. You know what I'm saying? Keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, serving our King Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying, and keeping these laws, keeping our customs, and, you know, rejecting everything, any and everything that the oppressor tries to push on you, which destroys our nation. You know what I'm saying? They push LGBTQ, which is destroying our nation. They pump the guns and drugs and violence and violent music and media, all of, you know, in your social media, your TV, your internet, all through your airways. They pump all these things to try and influence you to do all manner of wickedness. Abortion clinics, we in the ISUPK, we reject all those wicked things from the oppressor, and we serve our Father, the true God, according to the Bible, right? Now, you know what I'm saying, in UK, we have a school located at 394 Lodge Road in Birmingham, postcode B185PW. We hold classes there every Monday, live there every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. and online classes as well every Tuesday and Friday, 7 till 9. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash. This is where I teach you how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? The language we spoke before our oppressor enslaved us and taught us his language. You know what I'm saying? Taught us English, French, Spanish, Portuguese. You know what I'm saying? All these languages we speak today, we're going back to our original tongue, our original language, which is the Lashawan Qadash, meaning holy tongue, which is the Hebrew language. You know what I'm saying? The language the blacks, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans spoke before we were enslaved and colonized and so on and so forth. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get into tonight's class. Do let me know if there's any connection issues or any sound issues. Y'all just drop a comment, you know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments, all right? If everything's Tawab, you know what I'm saying, drop a 1 or a 1 West, 1 W, you know what I'm saying? If y'all could let me know everything's running smooth, all right? Without further ado, I'm going to get into the class, all right? So let me go ahead and share my screen. The first thing I'm going to do, we'll start with the registry, all right? So let me see, all right? As everybody comes in, make sure you state your registry. All right, so as you come in on the stream, make sure you you know, you can say shalom, do the salute, and then state your registry. All right, so the way you state your registry, you'll say your name, then you'll say ban or bath, meaning son or daughter, then you'll say your tribe in Hebrew. All right, so if you're not sure what your tribe is in Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, let me know. If you know it in English, I can let you know. Or if you're not sure altogether and you're new to the school and you want to know what tribe you are, just let me know, you know what I'm saying, you know, where you come from, like your lineage, your you know, your what's the word? Yeah, your kind of lineage, your history, your background, and I can let you know what tribe it is you're likely from. Then you'll say ban or bath Yasha'Allah. So to start, Kayala, could you start off by stating your registry for me, Brother Kushara?
Kayala, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yasharala.
No sign Christ. So Kayala, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yasha'Allah. Okay, so Bath Yahawada meaning daughter of Judah. You know what I'm saying? The sister's a daughter of Judah. Shalom to everybody in the comments. I see real Jew. All right, shalom, Lord in Christ. Also see the sister Marisa. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And the sister also stated her registry as well. So Marisa, Bath Banyamyan, Bath Yasha'Allah. Okay, no sign Christ. So this sister is a daughter of Benjamin. All right, no sign Christ. Okay. What we'll do now is we'll go through the Hebrew alphabet. I'll go through it this week. So we got from start to finish with the Hebrew, you start from the right-hand side, right? Hebrew, you read from right to left. Also, if anybody wants this sheet or needs this sheet to, you know, start, this is the foundation of starting to practice the Lashawan Qadash. If anybody needs this sheet, make sure you contact the school. You know what I'm saying? Contact ISUPK, United Kingdom on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you have our contact. Our email address is in the chat as well. Also, if you're interested in joining these classes live, like you see Kayala, you know what I'm saying, make sure you contact the school. So just contact us, let us know your name, the zone you're in, and the name of your camp leader, right? The camp leader over that zone, okay? So going through the Hebrew alphabet, you got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. Okay, so that's the Hebrew alphabet. Make sure you learn that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to recite, the Hebrew alphabet as fluidly and as confidently as you are able to recite the oppressor's alphabet. You know what I'm saying? This is your original tongue. So you want to come all the way back. You want to come all the way back home. All right. Okay. So we'll move on. So over last week, we are breaking down how celebrating Christmas is anti-Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christians love to say, it's to do with Christ and Christ's birthday, which you find absolutely nowhere in the Bible. You'll find nowhere in the Bible that Christ's birthday is the 25th of December. And because that's the case, you need to, put up some Christmas tree, decorate it, put gifts underneath. There's some fat man in the sky who flies around with a reindeer. These things are absolutely nowhere in the Bible. Not only is it nowhere in the Bible, but celebrating Christmas, partaking in the so-called holiday that damn near everybody in the UK and all over the world, all types of people from all types of the world, whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever, damn near everybody is going to be celebrating this pagan holiday next Thursday on the 25th of December. Damn near everybody. All right, but celebrating Christmas is anti-Christ. It is against Christ. It's against what Christ taught. It's against what Christ did. And it's against, everything Christ stood for. All right, so we read through the first 3 verses, you know what I'm saying? So we are reading in Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1 through to 5. We're reading it in the Hebrew. All right, so verse 1, we got Shemaiwa, Ath Hadabar, Ashar, Dabar, Yahweh, Al Yakam, Bayath, Yasha'ala, which means, hear ye the word which the Lord spake upon you, O house of Israel. All right, verse 2, we got Ka, Amar, Yahweh, Al Dabar, it's like Al Darak, Hagawayam, Al Tamaladwa, Wa Ma'athwath, Hashamayim, Al Thakathwa, Kaya Yakathwa, Hagawayam, Mahama, right? Which translates to, thus saith the Lord, unto the way of the heathens thou shalt not learn, and of the signs of heaven thou shalt not be dismayed, for the heathens are dismayed of them. Okay, so the signs of heaven, the suns, the moon, and the star that y'all put upon your Christmas tree, you know what I'm saying, every year. Every year you put some big golden star upon your Christmas tree, because unfortunately, for my brothers and sisters, for those Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who are going to be have done that already, you got to make sure your Christmas tree is up and ready for Christmas. For those of my brothers and sisters that have done that already, you are dismayed at the signs of heaven, just like the heathens are dismayed at the signs of heaven. Okay, and you want to wake up from out of that and come all the way up out of that. All right, let me get verse 3. All right, hold on, where we at? Verse 3, right? Kaya, Kakwath, Ha'aimyam, Habal, Hawa'a, Kaya, Aitazah, Mayair, it's like Ma Yair, Karathwa, Ma'aisha, Yadwa, Karash, Ba Ma'aitazad, right, which translates to, for the customs of the people, right, or for the statutes of the people are vain. For a tree out of the forest one cutteth, right, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. Right. So now we're starting today's class in verse 4. Okay, so this right here is verse 4, and I'm gonna have Kaila read it. Okay, so Kaila, could you read through this verse for me? You know what I'm saying? Take it whatever pace you want to take it.
Bakasap.
Mm-hmm.
Wa Bazahab.
Mm-hmm.
Ya Yapawa.
Mm-hmm. So Ya Yapawa. Mm-hmm.
Ba Masa Marwath.
Mm-hmm. Ba Masa Marwath. Mm-hmm.
Wa Bama Kwab Wath.
Wa ba makwabwath. Excellent.
Ya Kazak Wam.
Ya kazakwam.
Wa Lawa'a. Ya Payak.
Ya payak. All right, Most High in Christ. So as the sister read, ba kasap, wa ba zahab, ya yapawa, ba masamarwath, wa ba makwabwath, ya kazakwam, walawa'a, ya it's like a yapayak, right? Most High in Christ. Okay, so before we move to translating the verse and breaking the whole thing down, are there any words or phrases from here that you recognize, Kyla? And anybody in the comments as well. If there's anything you'll recognize, make sure you put it in the comments. All right, I'm keeping an eye on the comments too.
I want to say Zahab, but I could be thinking of a different word.
Well, what does Zahab mean? From what you know, or what you think?
I'm not sure I remember.
Okay. Did you have an idea? You're just not confident with it?
I just feel like I've seen this before. I feel like I should know the word, but I don't.
Okay, no sweat. Okay. Is there any other words or phrases that seem familiar?
This word lawa'a, is that added, or is that a whole different word from la'a?
It's pretty much the same word as la'a. It's like the lawa'a is added to make it present tense. But it's this lawa'a is basically the same as la'a, right? So this really, I'm gonna pair this with this word right here, and then we'll get into translating it. Okay. So I think we're good to go. Should we go through translating? Okay. In the Most High in Christ. All right. So the first part we got is ba kasap. All right. Ba kasap. So ba here is a preposition. All right. It's a preposition ba, which can mean in, on, or with. Then we have the word kasap. All right. Kasap is the word for silver. Okay. So kasap is silver. So ba kasap is with silver. All right, hold on, let me hold this up. So with silver, right? You can see that over here. You know what I'm saying? Ba kasap with silver. You know, kasap is the word for silver. It can also be the word generally for money, right? You can see that here because we would use silver, you know what I'm saying, as the main form of money. You know what I'm saying? Gold is a little harder to come by, but you would use silver and trade in silver. Okay. So kasap is silver, like the element silver, and also became the word generally for money. So you can use that today to say pounds, dollars, whatever. It's all kasap. Okay. So ba kasap with silver, right? Then we have waba zahab, right? So based on the previous, right? So kasap being silver, what do we think zahab means? Gold, absolutely. Right? Zahab is the word for gold, right? Okay, so we have wa ba zahab, right? How would you translate that phrase?
With silver and with gold?
And with gold, excellent, right? So wa as a preposition means and, a continuation of what's being said. You have ba, which in this context is the same as before, so it's with. So with silver and with gold. Okay, right? Then we have Ya Yapawa, right? Ya Yapawa. So Yapa, right here. Yapa is the word which can mean like beautiful, right? Then you have Yapa, so that's like an adjective, but you could also use Yapa as a verb, right? Meaning to beautify, right? To beautify or to make beautiful or to be beautiful, right? Or it says right here, to be bright, to be beautiful, right? To decorate. Okay, you can see these translations right here: fair, beautiful, decade, as in to decorate, which is how it's used in this verse, right? So then we have Ya Yapawa, right? Ya Yapawa, which would be they decorate it or they make it beautiful, right? The wa at the end would be like how you'd say it, right? So they deck it. Okay. Then you have Ba Masamarwath. All right, so let's get this word. So we have Ba again as a preposition. In this case, it's going to be with once more. Then we have Masarwath, right? So it's like a Masamarwath, right? So we had to get the word Masamar. Okay, the word Masamar, going to biblical usage, it means a nail, right? And then Masamar wath, because the word is feminine, it's a feminine noun. To pluralize it, you will add wath at the end, right? So this would be with nails. Okay, so with nails. Okay. Then you have wa, ba, makwa, it's like your ba, so like your wa, ba, makwabwath, right? So let's get the next word. Right, so we of course know that wa and ba here are prepositions. So what we need to know is makwabwath, or the root here, which is makwaba. Okay, makwaba. So let's get it. The word makwaba means hammer. Right, we go into its definition. It means a hammer. So makwabwath would be the plural. Okay, so it would be and with hammers. Fascinating, or I guess the interesting thing to do with this word makwaba, right? Makwaba is the Hebrew word for Maccabee, right? Maccabee. If you ever read the story of the Maccabees, right? Mattathias and Judas Maccabees, the story of the Feast of Dedication, which is what we should be observing, you know what I'm saying, during the season. But nobody, nobody cares to celebrate the Feast of Dedication, which is in the Bible and the Apocrypha, you know what I'm saying? But everybody knows about Christmas, right? But we in the ISUPK, we understand and we know what the Lord wants us to keep. We know what are traditions and customs of our people. So we keep the Feast of Dedication, which we held last Sunday, you know what I'm saying, at the school, right? And then it told the story about Mattathias Maccabee, you know what I'm saying, or Makwaba in the Hebrew, and Judas Makwaba, right, Maccabee. And his name, the reputation or the nickname for those brothers was Makwaba, which means hammer, right? But in this case, in Jeremiah 10 and verse 4, verse 4, these are heathens using a hammer to do unholy things, right? Mattathias and Judas, Judas Maccabeus, Maccabees were righteous brothers, but these heathens are using a hammer for a wicked purpose. Okay, so with nails and with hammers, right? Let's get back into the verse. Okay, we have then Ya Kazakwan. All right, Ya Kazakwan. Okay, so the root here is Kazak. Okay, we have Ya, Kazakwa, and then this Ma, right? This Ma at the end is for they, right? So really it's like Ya Kazakwaam, right? The Ma at the end is the shortened version of saying ham, which means them or they, right? In the masculine sense. Then we have Ya, right? Ya to say that, again, similar to the Ma at the end, they are doing this, Okay. Ya typically will mean he, but in this context, we know it's plural, right? So they, and then we have kazak, which is the verb, right? So kazak as a verb means to be strong, to grow strong, to be firm, right? To be secure, right? So they secure it down. They make it strong, right? With hammers and with nails, they fasten it down, okay? Right? So they strengthen, they make firm, they repair, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They fasten. How would you use this, right? So they fasten it, right? They fasten it, and then wa la wa ah. So let's get into that. All right, wa la wa ah. Of course, the wa is a preposition, you know what I'm saying, following on from what we're saying, right? So you wouldn't say and in this instance if you're saying they fasten it, and then what's going on, what's about to proceed is the reason why they fasten it, which is why the wa here would be translated. It translates here is in the English as that, right? So that's not. That's what the la wa ah is. It's la ah, right? It's the same thing, right? So that not, and then we had to get the next word to see what it is that they don't want to happen. Okay, so let's get the next word. Ya payak, right? Comes from the root pawak. All right, so let's get what this is. The ya in the middle of here is how you would make like a verb causative, right? So you have like a wa in the middle of a word means like ing, right? So in this case, it's to reel, to totter, or to stumble, right? So like if you was to do pawak, it would be like stumbling, right? Stumbling or tottering or wobbling, right? Payak is like to cause to stumble, to cause to totter, to cause to wobble, right? Or you have the la'ah, right? So it's that it doesn't move, or that they don't cause it to stumble, right? So that it wobble not, right? Is how you translate that. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in the English over here. It's like that it move not. Of course, in the context of you're fastening something down with hammers and nails, so it stays secure, right? It doesn't wobble, it doesn't topple over, it doesn't stumble over, it stays there, right? So I'm gonna you could put that it move not. I'm gonna be more accurate to what the word payak means, right? So I'm gonna put that it, let me see, should I use wobble or I could put stumble? Let me see. Which of these definitions do I want to use? Let's go into it once more. Okay, to stumble or to move. So I guess or waver. That could be a good one. Stumble is move is in the, that's how it's translated as in this verse we're talking about again. So I'm gonna do that. I'll do both. That it stumbles, or is it moves? That it move not, that it, okay. That it stumble / move not, right? So that it doesn't move or doesn't stumble. Okay, so this is how you translate this verse. Ba kasap, wa ba zahab, ya yapawa, ba masamarwath, wa ba makwabwath, ya kazak, wala wa'a, yapayak. Okay, so with silver and with gold, they decorate it, they beautify it, they make it fair and bright, and you know, every city center in like all over the UK, they have like some massive tree in the city center which they just glorify. They make it absolutely, you know, the brightest thing you'll ever see in your life. You know what I'm saying? And all those oppressors with all that money, with them they fancy houses, I mean, you just drive by their houses and see all their decorations and lights and this, that, and third. I mean, they are running up the light bill like crazy. Just all your tax money. Just think this: all your tax money is going to making sure that tree in the city center is lit up 24/7 down there. But whenever it's dark, which is, you know, in the UK, the sun goes down at damn near 2 p.m. at this point. Like the sun goes down at 4 p.m. So all your tax money is going to make sure that that tree is well lit up and beautified, so they can serve their pagan holiday. They can serve their wicked custom. Just think about that. All right. So they deck it. So with gold, with silver and with gold, they deck it. With nails and with hammers, they fasten it that it stumble or that it move not. Okay. Also, shalom to I see Kwame Da in the building. Yahweh Shamar Alataba Hashem Yahweh Shai. She also stayed at registry. Kwame Da Bathi Yahweh Bathi Ashala. No sign Christ. Shalom, sis. Okay. So that's verse 4. All right. Now we'll move on to verse 5. Okay. So from here. Okay. So once again, Salakia, I'm just realizing I'm going into the blue letter Bible to go through these different things, Barkasap, but y'all can't see that. I wasn't sharing my whole screen. I apologize. All right, but if anyone has any questions or wants me to re-go through anything, you know what I'm saying, I can show y'all, like when I went through this word, which is an important word for the feast of dedication, Makwaba. I'll show you this again, right? Makwaba, which would be the word for Maccabee, right? That's what Judas and Mattathias, Maccabee, that's what they were nicknamed after. That was their reputation, right? They were known as the hammer, okay? All right, so Makwaba, you know what I'm saying? You can see right here, unnamed Maccabee, right? It's the same word, okay? If there's any other words anybody wants me to run through again, let me know. Matter of fact, before I go forward, I might as well, I'm gonna share my full screen. I see y'all bear me 1 second while I just share my full screen. So if I do go back and forth, you can see the full thing. All right, so let's do that. Okay. So y'all should be able to see my full screen now. So like if for earlier when I went through verse 4. Okay. All right, so now let's get verse 5. Okay. Once again, Kaila, if you could take it away at your own pace.
Kathamar.
Mm-hmm.
Makusha.
Mm-hmm.
Hama.
Mm-hmm.
Wala'a.
Mm-hmm.
Zadabarwa.
Mm-hmm. So Yadabarwa.
Yadabarwa.
Mm-hmm.
Nashawa'a.
Mm-hmm.
Yanawa. Nashawa'a.
Mm-hmm. Yanashawa.
Kaya.
Mm-hmm.
La'a.
Mm-hmm. Wrong one.
Yataza'idwa.
Mm-hmm. So Yataza Aidwa. Mm-hmm.
Al. Thayura. Awa. Thayura. Awa.
Yeah, Khan. So Tha Yara Awa. Mm-hmm. All right, so Al Tha Yara Awa.
Okay. Is the ra and the ah not together though?
La'a. You would say Ra'ah. Right? So Yara is the verb, right? So like Tha is like the thou or the, Wa is it, and Yara is the verb.
Okay. Maha.
Mm-hmm.
No, Maham.
Maham Khan. It's like, I thought that's what you said.
Aya La'a.
Mm-hmm.
Yaraiwa.
Mm-hmm. Yaraiwa.
Wagam. Haya. Ha. Yataza. Yab.
Not Taza.
Ta.
Ta Khan. All right, so read that word again.
Ha. Yata. Yab.
Perfect, right? Ha Yata Yab.
Yata Yab.
Mm-hmm. Yata Yab.
Ayan.
Mm-hmm.
Our thumb.
Our thumb, right? Our thumb, exactly. Okay, perfect. right? Once more, like I always do, is there any words or phrases anybody, recognizes from what we've read so far, right? Anybody in the comments as well, feel free to put your answers in the comments. All right, type it up.
Hama. Is this to be or become, or is that something
To
else?
be or become is haya.
Haya. La'a is this la'a is no or not?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
La'a does mean something else in a different context, right?
It's more the word al. Right. Al can mean no or not, or in different contexts, it can mean unto. Right. If al is next to a noun, it will mean unto. If it's next to a verb, it means the same thing as la'a. Okay. So I'm gonna put, like we have la'a over here, I'm gonna put not just for just as like a placeholder. Right. Of course, you know that word, but right. So and well, I'm gonna put well, I'm gonna just put not again as a placeholder, and there's more around that, of course. There's anywhere else it says we got it right here as well. Okay. So I'm gonna put
I was thinking of ayan. I knew there was one word that it means like zero or nothing. I thought that was la'a.
Right. Okay. But ayan, right? So ayan means zero, nothing, none, right? The lack of something. Okay. So I'm gonna put right here. And well done. All right. So ayan is like none or nothing. Okay. I think in the context of what we're reading, I believe it's gonna mean none. If I need to, correct it, I will do it.
The barwa. The bar here is Is it words here, or is it
here it's gonna be the verb.
speak?
Speak, right? Speak. Okay, so this verb is paired with la'a, right? So this word is gonna be speak not, right? The wa here is a continuation of what's previously said, but it's gonna be more in the context of but. All right, but speak not. Okay.
Kaya.
No, go ahead.
Kaya is because or for.
Exactly, right? For or because, right? It'd be for in like Old English, but it's in the context of because, for this reason, right? So for, and then this would be like for, not, or this la'a again goes into this this verb. So I'm a again do kind of like a placeholder type situation. So I'm gonna we'll do for something not.
Taza-eyed. It means side, right? Side.
Tazad means forward. Tazad means side. Taza-eyed means forward. Okay. So taza-eyed, we have ya taza-eyed wa. Taza-eyed, I can show you over here. As we're going through it, it says right here to go, right? But the word taza-eyed, if you go into biblical usage, to step, to march, to stride, right? Step, march. It's like to go on slowly, to go forward, right? So I'll use it as to step or to march. In the verse, it says to go, right? It cannot step by itself. It cannot march. It cannot go anywhere, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put for, And then we have the Yah here is in the context of the tree, right? So I'm gonna put they cannot go, right? They cannot march, they cannot step, they cannot stride, right? They cannot go / should I do that? Let me see. I'll do. Hold on. They cannot step and / go. Okay. Also, shalom to. I see a brother, I believe a young man checking in from Yonkers. All right, shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. All right. So just to repeat, so what we're going through is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 5. We just finished reading this verse. And if there's any words or phrases anybody recognizes, right? So this is the verb in the Hebrew, this is in the Assyrian Hebrew, and this is the verse just written out in the English letters, right? The Hebrew in the English letters. If there's any words or phrases that anybody recognizes, be sure to put it in the chat. All right. Anything else, Kyla?
Ham Ham has more than one meaning, or is this like they or something?
This is a they, okay. Right? They. Okay. So they
with the ma.
Say again.
With the ma attached to the ham. Yeah.
That would be like of them. Right? Mm-hmm. So of them. And I'm gonna get this over here. Will mean they. I think it's like in the context it would be are they. Okay.
I think that's all.
Okay. Most High in Christ. So let me check the comments as well. All right, we good to go. So I'm gonna go through translating it. All right, so we got the first kathamar. All right, kathamar, right? The ka is going to be a preposition. What does the preposition ka mean? Like, right? So as or like, right? And then we have thamar. The word thamar means a palm tree. All right, palm tree. So like a palm tree or as a palm tree. Let me see. Should I do as or like? It's really interchangeable. I'll do like a palm tree. Right? So like a palm tree. Then we have makwasha. All right, makwasha. Okay, so let's get this word. All right, makwasha. We go into the usage. Makwasha, okay, rounded work, beaten work, okay. Biblical usage, hammered work. Okay, hold on. Makwasha, okay.
I thought I knew that word.
Well, kwasha is a word which means like bow. Okay. So let me see. Okay, makwasha is hammered work or beaten work. So like a palm tree, and then like we read in the previous verse, right? They are fastened with hammers and with nails. So that would be the beaten work here that's in makwasha, right? So in the like in here, it's translated as the word upright, but that's not really the translation, right? Which is why we like to go through it, click into the word, get the actual definition, so we know what it is we're reading, right? So it's like what we did previously with the hammer and nails is we fastened the tree, right? We fastened the tree. So it would be like a palm tree, are they fastened? Or that's what the right, you see right here, hold on, beaten out of one piece, work, upright, whole piece. you have here, one definition upright again, that's the definition here, right? But really it means beaten work. So it's like a palm tree, are they fastened, right? Or are they made to be, right? So I'm gonna put, let me see right here. Hammered work, finely decorated. Hammered work, only metals. Let me see. Hold on. Concordance results. Beaten work. Okay. Like a palm tree. I'm gonna put they are fastened upright. And that's gonna be this phrase. Right? Like a palm tree, they're fastened upright, or they're beaten with a hammer and nails to be upright like a palm tree. Right? Now this is a tree, they've chopped down out of the wood. Either when you chop a tree down, it's been felled, it's on its side, it's ready to be turned into firewood or paper or a desk or something, some carpentry work. But they take this tree that they chopped out of the forest, they bring it wherever, to their home, to the city center, wherever they want to display it, and they fasten it upright. They beat it with hammers and nails so it doesn't move, right? So like a palm tree, they are fastened upright. Right? So this wa is a continuation, right? But it doesn't speak, but it speaks not, right? Then we have nashawa'a, right? Nashawa'a. So the root here is nasha'a, right? Nasha'a is a verb which means to bear or to lift, right? To carry, okay? So we have nashawa'a, which is the present tense, right? It's the present tense, right? So we have nashawa'a, ya nashawa'a, right? So this is kind of a phrase that goes together, right? So it's like, let me see. It's like they carry or they lift it up. It's like saying carry, they carry it, right? Like that. That's kind of like almost like and this is spiritual because this is Hebrew, right? This is the way that we used to speak, right? If you think of like, I'm thinking of patois, right? The way a Jamaican would say it, they would say carry after carry it, right? That's like how this is written, right? It's like carry, they carry it, right? Or carry, it must be carried, right? So I just read this as damn near carry after carry it, right? So that's what I'm gonna put. I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna put that in the patois, right? But the essence of what's being said is it needs to be carried, right? So I'm gonna put. I could even just put. I could put carry. Carry, it must be carried, right? Or lifted, it must be lifted, right? I'm gonna put. It must be carried. Okay. Oh, let me see. Right here it said it translates as must needs be born, right? Must needs be carried, right? So it's basically carry after carried, right? It can't go anywhere, right? It cannot speak. It's not its own thing. It's not alive. It's a dead tree. You've chopped it out of the woods. You've cut it off from its source of life, which is its roots. You know what I'm saying? It gets its life from the ground, the earth. You've cut off that supply, and now it's dead. It's not alive anymore. But you still bowing down to this tree and putting up this tree in your house as if it's not just a dead tree. It's a dead tree you're serving on the 25th. Right? So carry must be carried, carry after carry. All right, full. They cannot go, for they cannot step. It can't walk by itself into your house and set itself up. It has to be carried. You're serving this like ritualistically as if it's some god to be served, but it's a dead tree, right? Then we have, so 4, they cannot go or they cannot step. Then we have al, fa, yara, awa, right? So let's get the fa, yara, fa is the preposition meaning thou or thee. Yara means to be afraid, right? Means to be afraid, to revere, which is the same thing. Like you are meant to fear the Lord. You are meant to fear the Lord. Not fear is not just you running around crying and scared of what the Most High is going to do to you. You're supposed to revere the Most High. You're supposed to revere and respect the Most High and be afraid of what he could do to you if you were to sin. All right, respect him like you would respect a father, because what is the Most High? The Most High is our Father. So the same way you don't want to get that belt for doing some foolishness from your father, you don't want to get whatever could happen to you from your Father which is in heaven. All right, so you're supposed to revere the Lord. But this verse is saying al tha yara'awa, right? Which means thou shalt not. That's the tha part of tha yara'ah is the thou, and the shalt not is the al, right? The al, which like as Kyle said, or as we got into earlier, al when it's next to a verb means the same thing as la'ah, right? So it's the thou shall not, don't do this, right? So thou shall not be afraid, right? Then we have the maham, which is of them. You shall not be afraid of them. You shall not revere, right? So I'm gonna put that. You shall not revere / be afraid of them, right? Don't be afraid to take that tree. If it's in your house, to take it up out your house. Don't be afraid of this damn tree. Don't be afraid of the tree that you feel like you have to put up some tree in your house because of whatever reason you feel. It's a dead tree. It ain't gonna do you nothing whether you have it in your house or not. Matter of fact, if you have it in your house, it's a dead tree, right? Which is getting drier and drier by the second because it ain't getting no moisture from its roots. It's a dry tree that you go around putting all types of lights and some, I've seen some cases they put like candles and they light there's actual like tea lights and fires. You put in a fire next to a dead tree which is drying up inside your house. I mean, we have fire safety all throughout the year, but on this day, forget all fire safety. Put every light you can find on this tree, on this dry, flammable object, and put it inside your home. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. But you're afraid of the tree. You're afraid of not putting the tree up in your home because the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks about. That's the only reason I can think. You're afraid of this damn tree because the oppressor makes it so damn near it's forced down your throat like you have to do this. And if you don't, you look to weird. If you don't celebrate Christmas, you look to crazy. Everyone's asking, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? And you have to put up with all this nonsense. Like I just don't do it. That's why I say it. Just don't do it. I follow the Bible. But every facet of your day, if you're in contact with a bunch of people, there's always, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you celebrate Christmas? Oh, da, 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 da. You have to put up with this whole thing because all of those other devils and heathens, or even brothers and sisters, are afraid of the damn tree. They revere the tree. They revere the white man that told them to put up the tree. And they revere some pagan custom which they mask and try and say is to celebrate Christ, where all you need is we are in the age of technology and information. Like you can't not know the origin of the Christmas. Like it takes one Google search. It takes one Google search and you've heard it, you've seen TikToks or whatever about the true origin of Christmas, but you don't listen to it because you revere and you're afraid of Christmas. You're afraid of it. If you're afraid not to do something, even though you know it's wrong, you are afraid of it. You revere it like it's a god. If you know that smoking weed is wrong, but you still do it, you're afraid of the weed. You revere and you respect the weed. If you know that sleeping with whores is wrong, but you still do it, you revere either the whores or just your rod. You revere yourself and your flesh and your lusts. You're more afraid of your body and your flesh than you are of the Most High. It should not be that way around. We are put on this earth to serve the Most High, to keep His law, statutes, commandments. You read Ecclesiastes, what is it, 7 and 6? This is the whole it might be 7 and like 13 or something. This is the whole duty of man. Fear God and keep the commandments. That's what we're here for. All right. But let's read on. Also, shalom to Mariah Allen in the building. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. Shalom out of one. We also got, who we got? Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, it's like I might have seen that message from earlier. Mashamar. I got brother Mashamar. Hold on. Mashamar Ayash. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. I'm Most High in Christ. So let's carry on. All right, so you shall not revere or be afraid of them, right? So we have kaya, la'ah, right? So for or because, and then the la'ah and whatever the verb is, right? So we need to know the verb, which is rai. All right, rai is the verb. Okay, so you see right here, ya, raiwa. Okay, rai, the word rai means evil, right? If you go into this word, it has the verb as rai, right? Or rai, right? Which means, if you go into it, to be bad or to be evil, it's typically shortened to rai. All right, rai means evil, or as a verb, to do evil. But we have la'ah, right? For it cannot do evil. It cannot, what we have here, hurt. It can't hurt you. Like not putting up a Christmas tree is not going to hurt you. It's not going to harm you. The tree ain't going to be upset. It says right here, displeased. The tree's not going to be mad and upset that you didn't cut it down out of the forest and put up in your house. It might actually thank you. Like it might thank you for not, taking it up out of the forest so it can give you oxygen. It might thank you for not, putting 1,000 lights around it, turn it into a fire hazard and burning your whole house and the tree down with it. It might thank you, but it's not going to do you evil. It's not going to hurt you. The tree ain't going to be displeased if you don't put this damn tree in your house, right? So, for it cannot, I'm gonna put it cannot. The most common translation is evil, right? To be evil, to be bad, to do an injury or hurt. So it cannot do evil, right? It cannot be displeased. It cannot harm you, right? Then we have wagam. All right. Does anyone know what the word gam means, right? The ga and the ma. Let's see. If anybody knows any answers as I'm asking these questions, be sure to type them in the comments. All right. Give it a few seconds. Okay. For time's sake, I'm gonna give it to you. All right. The word gam means also, right? Also. So we have wa gam. The wa is a preposition which is a continuation. So it cannot do evil. Continuing on from that, the word to continue, you could say and, but contextually you would more use a word like neither, right? Especially as we read on as what's going to be, what's going to follow, right? So neither, also, right? And then let's get this word ha yatayab, right? So ha yatayab. Okay. All right, so we have yatab, right? Yatab, which means to like the opposite of rai, right? Rai is to do evil. Yatab is to do good or make well, right? To do a good thing. Okay, to be good, to be pleasing, to be well, and to do good, to do pleasing things, to make well, so on and so forth, right? That's that yah here is like tayyab or ya. Wait, what's it here? Yeah, ya tayyab, right? The tayyab is causative, so it's to cause good, right? Or to cause joy or whatever, right? So neither also. Let me see. Neither also. Let me see. Good. Let me see. I'm thinking the phrase, right? Because it's translated as neither also is it in them to do good, right? So this ayan would be like none or any. This awatham, right? So awatham is with them. So really this whole last part, these three parts are a phrase altogether. So let me take these two. All right. So right, this what's the word? This awatham, right? That if you go into it, it's the word ath, right? It's the word ath. This is a word that doesn't have a translation, but it lets you know what the verb is applying to. So the verb applies to them, right? Being the trees, and then the verb here is a causative, meaning to do good, right? So neither is it in the tree, or neither can the tree, right? Neither is it, with the tree to do any good, right? That's what this whole kind of part translates to, right? So you got the wa gam, which is and also or neither also. Ha yatayab is to do good. So neither to do good. Ayan would be like any. So neither to do any good. Our tham is like them, not neither for them or with them, or is it in them to do any good, right? That's what I'm gonna translate this as, right? Neither also is it in them to do any good, right? That's what the ayan is, all right? Any good, right? Or to do no good, right? So on and so forth. Okay, so that would be how you translate this this thing down, right? So Kathamar, Makwasha, Hama, Wala'a, Yadabarwa, Nashawa'a, Ya Nashawa'a, Kaya, La'a, Yataza'idwa, Al, Tha Yara'awa, Maham, Kaya La'a, Yaraiwa, Wagam, Ha Yatayabwa. It's like a Ha Yatayab, Ayan, Awatham. Okay, so like a palm tree, they are fastened upright. They are beaten with hammers and nails, so they're upright like a palm tree. But speak not. Carry after carry. It's like carry, it must be carried, right? Carry after carry it, because they cannot go. They cannot step by themselves. You shall not revere. You shall not be afraid of this damn dead tree, right? Of them, for they cannot do evil, right? Or I should change this it today, right? Since we're talking about really in kind of you could talk about in a singular sense, or in the how is it translated here? It's translated as they, so we'll do it that way, right? They cannot, they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do any good, right? It's not in them to do any good at all. And putting that tree up in your house is not going to benefit you at all. It's not going to stop our sisters from aborting their children. It's not going to stop. Matter of fact, it's going to make them more likely, because children are expensive. So go ahead and get rid of that, so they can make sure they have enough money to buy the biggest Christmas tree, to show off to all their friends that they have a bigger Christmas tree than them. And it only breeds envy and strife and all types of nonsense we don't need, that does not benefit Black people. Like, imagine we're already poor. We're poor and we're working hard, working paycheck to paycheck as a nation. But because December comes around, you have to buy the tree. You have to spend your kasap, spend your money to put some dead tree in your house, and you have to make it more beautiful than your neighbors. You got to make it more. If your neighbor got 10 baubles and 10 rows of tinsel, you have to get 20. You know what I'm saying? Because you're afraid of this damn tree. All right. I think that's enough on that. Leave this damn tree back. Just leave it in the forest for one, right? But leave it there. All right. Celebrating Christmas. For all you Christians out there that are putting your tree up in your house and just disobeying the Most High because you're too afraid to not disobey the Most High. Because you're too afraid to be a man, too afraid to actually serve God. You just want to be a good Christian and put the tree up in your house regardless. No sweat. No sweat. There are actual men. There are men that will stand. There are men like Mattathias and Judas Maccabee. Right? There are men like all these brothers in the ISUPK and the commanding general Yohana we'll set fire to a damn tree to show you we don't care about the Christmas tree. It does nothing. There's nothing to help your condition. There's nothing to help you. All right? It only takes money out your pocket and turns you against your God. You're serving the tree as opposed to serving the Most High. And the Most High is a jealous God. I pray y'all understand. All right. So that's it on that. If there's any questions or anything anybody wants me to run through again, please just let me know. But without further ado, if anyone doesn't have any questions, I'm gonna move on to the next part. The next class, we'll go through vocabulary. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go through some vocabulary, and we are reading from Numbers chapter 31. Hold on. No, not chapter 31. Hold on. Hey, shalom to Mashah.
Shalom. Yahweh Yahshua Barakam.
No sign of Christ. All right, good to see you. Okay, so we just went through translating these verses. So what we're going to do now is we're moving on to getting some vocabulary down. Right, this is the part of the class where I go through the Sabbath service verses. They're going to be read tomorrow, and I'll note down any good vocabulary that's good to have in your arsenal. Right, so make sure you have a pen and paper or pencil and paper, and we'll go through this vocabulary. All right. While I'm going through it, unless you want to ask a question or have anything to say, you can just stay on mute. All right. Okay. All right. So the first Numbers 4 and 31, we have wa za'ath, right? Wa za'ath. So let's get into this word. The root here is za'ah, right? Za'ah, or you can say like in this same word here, za. Right, za, which means this or that. So I'm gonna get both, right? So we have za. So za means, let me bold this entire section, and it means this. Hold on. Why is it frozen? Hold on. Let me select this again. Okay, so za means this, right? This or that. Then we have za'ah, right? Za'ah, which is damn near the same thing, right? So this says hereby in it or likewise. All right, so let me go to translations. Hold on.
Salakia. One of them is also these, right?
Yes, that would also be hold on. Let me see. Would that be za or would that be? There's a word that means these, and it's Allah, right? Like like a Allah and a ha. I'll add this here as well. So Allah means these. Is that the word you were thinking of, or it was a different one? It was like the za.
Yeah, I think they both mean, or at least I have these for both of those words.
Yeah, I think it might be like sometimes the what am I looking at? Hold on. Sometimes it's written as like with the preposition ha, right? So it'd be like Hazah, which is basically like this, but that can be translated as this or these, right? So I think that's the Zah you're talking about. All right, so we have Zah, which means this or that, or in some context, I can add it as like, you know, I won't add these because it kind of has to have, I think for the most part, it has to have something else to mean these, right? But by itself means this. Then you have Za'ath, which is like the same thing, right? So this often used as an adverb. Okay, what's an adverb? Describes a verb, describes how you do. So it's like in this manner, right? Or likewise is what it says here, hereby. Okay. So I'm gonna put, let me see. It's this or that, but as this is a pronoun, demonstrative pronoun or adverb. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, that, hereby. Okay, like in this manner. Okay, like this is how you do something, right? Let's do it like that. Okay, let's get back to the verses. Also, shalom to see Nashama. All right, shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Alataba Hashem Yahushai. Okay, right. Then you have Mashamarath. All right, Mashamarath. Okay. So Mashamarath, you have, well, the root here would be this word here. You can tell me what that word is.
Shamar.
Shamar, right? What does shamar mean?
Watch or guard, observe, something like that. It can be like all of those, right?
So in its essence, to keep, exactly. To keep is a good one, right? To keep isn't like to watch over, right? To guard or to keep is how I'd for the most part define it, right? To guard or to keep. Observe is also a good way of saying that. You could use that in that sense. Okay, so you have mashamar, right? Mashamar, which is like of keeping or of guarding. This is the word for guard, right? Guard or a watchman. Okay, hold on. Let me add in Bathia Allah backstage. I'm Most High in Christ. All right. Hey, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Hashem Yahushai.
Most High in Christ. All right. Good to see you, sis. How you doing? You well?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Most High in Christ. All right. What we're doing now is we're going through vocabulary. All right. So I'm just going through the Sabbath service verses. Pick it up on any key words that's good to know, good to add to your vocabulary. All right. If there's any words we go through that you already have in the vocabulary notes, by all means, you don't have to keep writing the same word, but do, write or make a record of any new words, right? So we have shamar, we just did, which means to guard or to keep. And then there's a word that comes from that, mashamar, right? This word means guard, like a guard, right? This is a noun now, right? So a guard or a watchman, right? Or like it says right here, like a prison guard. See, obviously the word origin is shamar, to keep. Guard, office, prison ward, right? So in its simplest form, it's a guard, right? You have different variations of guards depending on what they're protecting, but they would all be mashamars, right? Or mashamarium, I should say, right? Then you have mashamarath, right? Now this is a feminine noun, but it's not like a female god, right? But it's what's the word? It's somebody who, like in the Hebrew, it's not necessarily a feminine and masculine, like in that sense. It's like you have a dominant and a submissive, right? It's more like in that sense, right? So mashamarath, right? This word is basically the same thing. So it's a guard, right? Noun, feminine. Sentry, a post, right? So it's a God. It's like a God with a particular duty. Like he is the God for this, right? So let me see. Let me see how it proceeds in the verse. So I want to see what the okay, and this is I don't know what. Hold on. So this is less. I guess this is not the like a God itself, but it's using the shamar as in somebody who's keeping something. Okay, so okay, obligation or service. Let's go back into this word. So God or serve, like a what's how would you say like a service person or serviceman, like somebody who carries out a service. It's like a public servant, could be in that sense. Let me see. A guard or hold on, a watch, charge, function, keeping, preserving, a ceremonial office. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put a guard or like somebody's like office or service. Hold on. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. I'm trying to think. Let me get my shot back in here. A guard or look, I could put function, I suppose. Right? It's a duty or a function. Okay. Duty. A guard / duty / function. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's basically someone who carries out a duty, someone who carries out a function, is in charge of that, right? So it says right here, and this what they must carry, right? So this is the service or the duty they must do, right? So let's get masha'am, right? It's gonna come from, okay, we got masha'ah, which comes from, of course, the word nasha'ah, which we read earlier, right? So let's get nasha'ah first. We always go to the root first, which means to bear, to lift, to carry, right? It's those veins of words. Matter of fact, I put to lift or to carry because those are easy to understand words. It's not old English. All right, so nasha'ah means to lift or carry. Then you have masha'ah, right? Which means a burden, right? A burden or a load, meaning something you carry, okay? Specifically a tribute, okay? Burden, carry away. Burden or tribute. And this is a noun. Yeah, so burden or tribute. I'll leave it there. Okay. Then you have lakau. So we have la as a preposition. You can tell me what la as a preposition means. Let me get either Bafia'ala or Mashamar. Also, shalom to I believe this is a sister Chrissy Judd. Yeah, I was All right. In fact, let me assign it to one of y'all. Let me get Bafia'ala. What does la as a preposition mean?
I'm not exactly sure right now. I'll have to look. For my my previous
That's
note.
no sweat. Okay. Masha, not Masha. Masha, do you know what la as a preposition means?
I don't know either.
Okay, no sweat. Kaila, do you know what la as a preposition means?
2 or 4.
2 or 4. Excellent. Right, so la as a preposition means 2 or 4. Okay, then we have the word kal. All right, kal is a word which means all or every. Right, everything in this category we're about to say. Right, so all, every, or depending on how you're using it, it could mean any. Right, like anything of this category. We're talking about this. Right. Then we have ibadatham. The root here would be ibada. Right? So let's go to the root of that. So we have ibada, which comes from the word ibad. All right. Who could tell me what the word ibad means? Anybody?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Work or servant?
Ibad, yes. So it's like, suppose there's 2 versions, right? So there's ibad as a noun, and we'll do it this way. So we'll do ibad as a noun. Hold on. Means servant, right? It means servant or laborer, or like a slave, right? A servant, right? Labor. I know American. I know y'all spell laborer different, but this is how we'll spell it in the UK. All right, laborer. Then we have ibad as a verb. Okay, so as a verb, this would be to serve, right? Like that's what we have over here. It's the ibad, which means to serve or to perform, to carry out a duty. Okay, to serve or to work. Then we have, so from here, let's just swap these around. So ibad as a verb means to serve or to work. Ibad as a noun means servant or laborer. Then we have ibada. Ibada, right? Right. So in this case, this is the noun. It's a service, a particular service, and the work itself, right? So whatever work a servant is doing or a laborer is doing, that work is known as ibada, right? So service, work, or labor. Okay. All right. Then let's carry on. Why has it brought me to verse 1? Let me get to verse 31. Okay, so all the service, you have ba-ahal, right? Ba-ahal, okay? Ahal is a tent or a home or a tabernacle, okay? So we have ba as a preposition. You can tell me what ba as a preposition means. If anyone knows.
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
In?
In, right? In, what else can it mean? What did we use it for earlier when we had ba?
So, like, could it be like with or at?
With is correct, right?
Yeah.
So in, it could be in, on, at, or with, right? That's correct. I mainly put it as in, on, or with. All right, that's correct. All right, the water. Next time, just when you say Salaki, because Kayla was kind of mid the question, just wait for me to allow you, right? I'll say it's Tawab or La. Okay.
Come.
But I appreciate it. Okay. All right, no sweat. So we have ba, which means in, on, or with, right? We used it earlier for with, like with ba kasap, with silver, ba zahab, with gold, right? With hammers, with nails, right? So ba can mean in, on, or with. Then we have ahal, right? Ahal, which is a tent. Okay, it's a tent or like a tabernacle, right? Which a tabernacle is basically a tent. Okay, so I'm gonna use that. It's used mostly for tent. Yeah, that's to work. Okay, then we have mawa'id. Mawa'id. Mawa'id is a word that can mean like season. All right, so let me get this. Mawa'id It's really, so it can be a season, right? Time or season, a fixed time, an appointment. So it's an appointed time, right? Appointed time or season. Like you'll have feast days, right? The feast days are known as Mawa'id. Like the Lord will say Mawa'idiyah, meaning my feasts, my seasons, right? My high holy days. It's these appointed times you have for the Passover, for the Feast of Dedication, for Purim, and so on and so forth, right? So it's like an appointed time or season, or it could be an assembly, right? Where everyone gathers together on those appointed times at those, in those seasons, okay? So here it does it for a meeting, right? Which is the assembly translation. We have Quarashia. All right, let's get here. So Quarash is a word which means a board or a plank of wood. Okay. So a board or a plank. Yeah, that's the word. Right. The Quarashia just pluralizes it. So with masculine nouns, usually to pluralize it, you have like yam at the end, but sometimes you can just do it as ya, right? Like banya is how you'd say sons or children, right? But you can also say banyam, right? We know that the yam at the end pluralizes it, okay? Hamashakan, so we got ha as a preposition and mashakan meaning tabernacle. You could tell me what ha as a preposition means. Let me get Masha. Do you know what ha as a preposition means?
I don't really know.
Not sure. Okay, no sweat. No sweat at all.
Imagine if it means
Say again.
It doesn't mean. Is it like?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Is it the?
The. Excellent. Right. Ha as a preposition means the. All right. Well done. Well done, Michelle. Okay. Give me 1 second. Kyla, can you take this call for me? All right. So Mashakan. So we have ha. Then we have means the. We have Mashakan, which means tabernacle. Okay. So tabernacle, mashakan, it comes from the word shakan, which means to dwell, right? So I'm going to change this here. To dwell or to abide, okay? Or to reside, to live, okay? So let me see what it's mostly translated as. To dwell. I think I'll leave it as that, right? To dwell. And so a tabernacle or mashakan is basically a dwelling place. Okay, it's to just think of it using the preposition ma, which you can tell me what the preposition ma means since we're on prepositions. Let me get Bafiala. If you remember. If you're not sure, you can just say you're not sure. Or you
Yeah,
can,
I'm not exactly sure right now.
Okay, no sweat. Okay. Masha, do you know what ma means as a preposition?
I don't know.
No sweat. I like to ask these questions because it's good to know like prepositions are one of the kind of like the basics of Hebrew. So it's really good to know these things, right? So ma as a preposition means of or from, right? So if you think of ma, like I use the example of what's the word? Mayam, right? Mayam, which means water. It comes from like the preposition ma, which is of or from, and then the word yam means sea, right? So it's like of the sea. And what is of the sea? Water. So that became the word for water. Using this right here, we have shakan, which means to dwell or to live. And then we have mashakan, right? So of a place that's to dwell, it became a dwelling place, right? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, no sign Christ, right? So mashakan being tabernacle or dwelling place comes from the word shakan, meaning to dwell. Okay. Then we have wa bariyakyawa. All right, so let's get in this word. Bar or a bolt. So let me get baryak. All right, baryak means a bar, like iron bars, or a bolt, which is just like a steel bar. Think of like rebar, right? A bar or bolt. Okay. Then we have I'm a wad. Sorry, I'm a wadyawa. Okay. So I'm a wad. Let's get the root of this word, right? So I'm a wad is a word which means pillar or column, right? This is like a structural, it's a structural thing which causes a building to stay up, right? It's a support beam. Just think of it that way. A pillar, a column, a support beam. These are all the same thing. It comes from the word imad. You can tell me what imad means.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Stand.
To stand. Excellent. Right? Imad, like when we doing salute and everything, we say imadium. It means for the brothers to stand. The word imad, that's what it means to stand, right? So you have imad, which means to stand, and then imawad is a pillar or a column, which makes a building stand, right? If that makes sense. Okay, so that's how we get that's how we get that word imawad. Okay, then we have adanyawa. The root here is a dan. Okay, a dan, which means a foundation. Foundation or a socket. Okay. So you'd put the pillars in the you have to build when you put in the pillar down, you have to dig down even further, right? Because the foundation of a building has to be deep into the ground to keep it sturdy, right? So that would be the foundation, right? The first thing you do when you lay a house is lay the foundation, right? And then you put the pillars in the in those sockets that you've dug out. Okay. It says right here, based from the same as Adawan, right? So it says it comes from the same word, Adawan. It's like not Adawan, Adawan, right? And this is a word which means Lord or Master, right? So this is what you would call like if you're a sister, you would call a brother Adawan because that brother is ranked above you. You call your husband Adawan because that is your Lord that's over you. Okay, a brother, you call a man that's ranked over you. You know what I'm saying? Adawan, right? It means Lord or Master. Okay. All right. So, boom. Let's get back here. All right. Let's do. Okay. Let's do what we can for verse 32, and then we'll close out with the class. All right. So we have I'm a wadia, which we already have. I'm a wad is the pillars. We have ha katazar. All right, so I believe we have ha as the preposition here, And then a katazar, all right, means, so katazar. This is a word which means court or enclosure or a yard, okay? So I'll put a court, but in today's terms, it would be like a yard, right? Like a field, right? Or an enclosure, right? It says here like village or settlement, okay? So we put court, yard. You could damn near, I'm gonna literally just combine these words, courtyard, right? That makes sense, right, for what we're saying. And then I'm gonna also do enclosure. Hold on. A hamlet, a yard enclosed by a fence. Okay, what's a hamlet? Let me look this word up. I've never seen this word before. Hamlet meaning. I'm curious to know. Okay, a hamlet is a small settlement, generally one smaller than a village. Okay, so settlement. I'll put that, right? Settlement. So it's a small area where people live, kind of like a small village. Okay. Then let's go back here. I'll slack here. Hold on. Okay. All right, then you have sabayab. Sabayab. This is a word, sabayab, which means around, right? Or circular, or a circuit, right? Something surrounding something. Okay. So it means like if you was to walk around a perimeter, you would be that would be sabayab, right? You'd be going, sabayab, right? It comes from this word here, sabab, which means to turn, to surround, to encircle, right? So that's the verb. And then this right here, sabayab, is an adverb, right? So that would be like circling. Okay. I don't know if that helps anybody to get like the type of word it is, but I'm gonna put it just to help. All right, so sabab is a verb which means to turn or to surround. Right? It could be like to turn around, or it could be to encircle or surround. Okay, then we have sabayab as an adverb, which describes how you do a verb, right? So it's surrounding. Okay, it's going around, right? So I'm gonna put around or surrounding. Okay. Then we have the word. Who dropped out or who we? Okay, I think Mashal joined back in. Shalom also to the sister here, Kwam Yasha'Allah. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see you with the feast day too. Good to see the feast of dedication. It's lucky for the I know you had some car troubles, but you made it down. Why? Because you fear and revere the Lord more than you revere your car. Right? You fear the Lord more than you fear car troubles. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ, glad you can make it through to that feast day. All right, so let me get Messiah in here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so let's get these words here. You have Wayah, Thadatham. The root here is what? Thadah? Yathad. Okay, Yathad. Not Yathaf. Yathad. Okay, Yathad is a peg or a pin or a stake, like something you'd use to fasten a tent. So I'm gonna put I feel weird about putting a peg, because of that whole Gorilla Hebrew situation, but this ain't Salakia. He done, made an innocent word just terrible. All right, but this is a pin. All right, I'll put a pin or a peg. All right, no gorilla. All right, that's all I can say, y'all. Salakia. All right, then let's move on. So we have Wa Mayathar Yaham. All right, so what is Mayathar? Mayathar. Slovakia. Mayathar is rain or downpour or a chord of a string, chord of a tent or string of a bow. Okay, I don't know why it's given rain or downpour, because what it means is a chord or a string, right? Yeah, it's a chord, or I don't know why in the hell it gives downpour. It means a chord or a string, right? Or like rope is how you could it's even defined as rope right here, right? Chord, string, rope. Let's do that. That's why you actually have to read into the word. You cannot take the first thing, as face value. All right, so Laka, we already have that. Kalyaham. Okay, so Kalyaham, what's this? Okay, Kalya, which is a vessel or an instrument or a piece of equipment. Just think a Kalya or Kala, which is another way of saying that. You can see this word here. It's a, or I guess Kalya comes from the word Kala. So let's get these, right? Kala, which is a verb, means to complete, finish, or to accomplish. Let me see, to complete. What's it mostly translated? Let's go into it. Bada bing, bada boom, consume the 16. Finish is 67, which is like the same as complete. So I'm gonna put to accomplish, right? I'm gonna put to finish, accomplish, or consume, right? Now the word consume, I can think of that as like say you have a bow and arrow and you're using the arrows, you're using them, they're finishing, they're accomplishing their purpose, they hit and they target, but you're consuming them as not eating as in consume, but you're using them as you fire them off for their intended purpose, right? So just think of the kala is to accomplish this task. Then from that word came the word kaliya, which is a vessel or an instrument or a piece of equipment, right? It's a piece of equipment designed to carry out a certain task. It's designed like, just think of in that bow and arrow, you have the bow and you have the arrows, either both vessels or instruments of war. What am I missing here? Instruments. Okay. And you use them to carry out a purpose, consume the arrows to hit your opponents. Okay. All right. Cool. I think, hold on, where are we at in the verse? We almost. I but the thumb, we have that. All right, let's just get these last few words. All right, wa, ba, shamath. All right, in shamath, the root here is sham, which is a word which means name. Okay, we have fa paquad. All right, the root here is quad, which means what do we go over when we have this word? Like, let me just put Masha on mute. There's a little bit of well, who is the background noise coming from? I think they just went on mute. Salakia. All right, Paquad. Let me just search this word up. This one I've had recently a lot. Paquad is a word which we defined it as to number, to visit, or to appoint. Right here is to assign, which falls within that definition. So let's get back where we was just at. Right here. Okay. Paquad. Okay. We have ath, which is a word which doesn't have a definition, tells you what the verb applies to. All right, so mashamarath and masha'am. Okay, so that we have all these words already. So let me get, I'll just do the last one as ath. Okay, ath, which is a word with, do I usually do this as like, I'll put no definition here, tells you what the verb applies to. Yeah, that's how I do that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna leave these last words up to anybody who's still, writing them down. All right, I'm gonna leave them up for a few little seconds. If anybody has any last questions they want to ask, I'm saying, by all means, put them in the chat. I think we're getting ready to close out tonight's Lashawan Qadash. Okay. So just let me know if y'all have any questions. I'll give a few minutes. If everyone is ready to go as well, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know when y'all are ready. Let me full screen this. Okay, is there anybody still writing?
La.
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 Okay, most sign Christ. All right, y'all good to go. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then we'll close out with the salute. So let me do this. All right, so that brings the tonight's Lashawan Qadash class to a close. All right, what I'll do now, hold on. All right, is I'll close out with the salute. All right, hold on. Let me also do the announcements since we have a little bit of time. All right, so I'm gonna do. Let me get this up. All right, stand. So I'm Madiam. All right, so read the ISUPK security announcements. All right, so we are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, Johanna. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18:21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. Okay, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. And make sure to give that to the treasury department or the teacher. There's also a free will offering for priests. Let me just get Mashal back in here. All right, there's a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. You can give whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. I believe the next one is the Feast of Purim. Let me get the date on that real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, the Feast of Purim, which is on the 2nd of March. All right, so it'll take place on the 2nd of March, 2nd and 3rd of March, right? So it's the 14th and 15th day of that month. So it's going to be the 2nd and 3rd of March. All right, all Acumen and Aquathian, remember to check the bulletin board in the hallway. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. There's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. And with that, I'm Madiam. All right, so we'll have the brothers stand. All right, what we're going to do, select you, is salute the teacher. So Yemena Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, and then Mashad. Do you know the salute?
Khan.
Khan. You got to salute the teacher. So Barak.
Barak.
Mm-hmm. Put your fist to your chest. Then you'd say Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Barak.
Barak.
Athar.
Athar.
No sign Christ. And I'll say back Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
No sign Christ. Yajamata, which means hands down. I don't know why it's putting me in the matrix. Let me fix my camera. All right, sisters, stand. We'll salute the sisters. All right, so Yemena Israel, I'm Madiam. We'll salute the sisters now. I'm Madiam Shabbath. I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahushua Bashmi Yahushai.
You know what I'm saying? Christ. Yajamata, and class dismissed. All right. Water for y'all for tuning in. No sign Christ. I appreciate y'all. All right. See you all next week. Next Lashawan Qadash. All right. Shalom.
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 Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.